Dave, Will, they made hard work of it, but 3 points in the end, a gritty 3-2 win. How did you view it from the sidelines?
Felt the game was challenging for a number of reasons. The pitch was compact all over, so it was difficult for us to get any space on and off the ball. But the resilience of the girls to come back from conceding an early equaliser to then go 2-1 up, to then go 2-2 and then get that winner late on was testament to how well they've been performing in recent weeks. Also shows that their fitness levels are stronger now, with our strength and conditioning work on a Wednesday is proving real dividends late on in the games. And I think if you look at the stats, we've probably scored something like 7 or 8 goals in the last 20 minutes in the last 3 or 4 games, and that's since we've had the additional fitness work on the Wednesday. So I'm really pleased with that. Couldn't get any rhythm today. Lots of small fouls, lots of breaks in play. No real consistency or fluency in the way in which we played, but at the same time, very pleased to come away with the win.
Yep. Dave, we played them last week, of course. A very different game where they went in front, but Sutton had to grind the result, get back in, go ahead to win the game. Today, as Will has alluded to, different match, lack of rhythm. From your point of view, hard in a result?
Yeah, I think the results are a fair reflection on the game and the way that we played. Credit to them. I thought they worked incredibly hard to make life difficult for us. And it took us a little bit of time to make sure that we got a foothold in the game, and unfortunately a couple of bits of carelessness on our part, we allowed them back in. But again, as Will pointed out, the resilience of this squad, the fitness levels of the squad, so that we can still drive on and create that opportunity to win the game with a couple of minutes remaining. So, for us, I think collectively we're really pleased with the progress still, and again it's another 3 points on the board, more importantly, which gives us that real distance, as I said last week, between us and the teams below us. We're really hunting down the teams above us.
So it shouldn't be much of a concern to teams below you now. How much, as Dave alluded to, Will, is getting up the table as quickly as possible, because it's a good run of form that's on now. Best part of 9 games without defeat, I think, is that right? So
close, apart from Worthing in between.
Apart from Worthing, which is a 1 defeat in the last 9.
Yeah.
It's pretty good run of form. Should you really be hoping to get into that top 5 position at least?
I think that's the standards we set ourselves from the start. I don't think we've ever gone into the season and thought, oh well, we're happy with 8th or 9th. For me, and certainly for all the coaching staff, our focus and energy is on trying to not just close the gap between the top 5, but to try and close the gap with the top 1 and 2. Obviously there are one or Worthing, and we've got Ebbsfleet, the top 2 sides in the division who are playing today. But we're not a million miles away from that. We lost 3-1 to Worthing with 2 or 3 late goals. Otherwise we would have been in the semi-final against Fulham of the League Cup. So for us, we've always set the targets of trying to achieve 4th, 5th, 3rd, whatever it might be. It's just we're now seeing a bit more consistency with our results, and I think that's been 1 or 2 coming in over Christmas with a bit more experience. I think, as I said, we talked about the fitness levels are a lot better, but also it takes time to understand the league. And when you've got young players who've never played at this level before, they don't really understand what it takes to win, and I think they're now starting to get that sort of belief and that real understanding of what they need to do to be able to compete and perform at this level.
Yeah. Next week, Worthing at home at Gander Green Lane, more importantly, so it's home comfort.
Nice big pitch for us to play on.
It must be exciting again to be able to be obviously on home surface, but also more importantly, you're getting a team that are of standard. We've had a few decent run-ins with them, and recently, particularly in the League Cup. How important, from both of your perspectives, will a result at home against one of the top sides be?
Well, if we can match them competitively in terms of our aggression, we've got a strong dependence on our technical ability, and we have got some very good technical players. And I think we've seen that gap close from the beginning of the season when we played them in the FA Cup to when we played them in the League Cup. And we like to think that momentum can carry us forward. I think the one thing about this group of players is that they're now all challenging each other because it is a competitive squad, and against sides like Worthing, that's when you want to test yourselves. So we're hoping that, you know, what we do in terms of preparation this week, the players will psychologically be prepared to tackle Worthing and to go in there with full of self-belief and go out and express themselves. And on our day, we'll push them close, if not get something out of them. And if we get something out of them, it sends a real sort of tremor through the rest of the league table. Other sides are looking at us, and as we're climbing up the table, I think other sides are looking down that we're getting close to, and perhaps there might be a bit of nervousness there that we can exploit. But at the moment, like I said last week, the only way for this club now is going forward and going up.
Yeah, that's pretty much it there. I guess, guys, thanks very much. Well done again today.
Thank you.
Cheers. No